This is a big three reading for Hattie. Thank you so much for your interest in this mini reading, and thank you for being part of this page. I really appreciate it. So, I have pulled up your big three information based on the information you sent me. And I like to use this as a little visual background for this mini reading, so it helps me focus just on this information. And if you want to have your birth chart pulled up so you can kind of reference it, that's sometimes helpful. So the big three is important because we base a lot of foundational information of our whole birth chart on these three settings. The moment we take a breath into this world, that is our rising sign. We are aligned with this energy entering us. This is the essence of the personality that we display to people and situations in our life. The sun then is based on the season that we're born in, the time that the sun, just like many other people born with us at the same time, will have the same sun sign, the energy that we are to use to align us to our highest expression of self, and the moon sign, which is our emotional nature and how we can feel emotionally connected to those and within ourselves. So we'll start with the rising sign. And for the moment you entered this earth, the eastern horizon was in the constellation of Scorpio. So you are a Scorpio rising, which gives you a intensity about you versus other Aries who may not have the same rising sign. You have the intensity about you of this really perceivable depth. When you meet people and when people first experience you, there's this feeling of this depthness to your personality. You are not here for real superficial conversations or experiences. This is the energy of somebody who really wants a transformative experience in their conversations, their relationships, their experiences. Being on the rising sign, it gives you the energy of really embodying this, right? Our rising sign is the door to the first house of self. So you take this energy and it becomes you, this Scorpio energy of being very magnetic to people who also are perceived as deeper or really wanting substance in their life, really not interested in just what's on surface level of things. You are wanting to see people who they really are, and you want people to see you for who you really are. And this is a powerful energy because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and it's a emotional water energy. So there is a feeling here that every time you're in a new situation or you're meeting new people, any new experience in your life when you're first presenting yourself, you're really going to do it based on how you feel about the energy and the situation. You're a feeler, and this can lead you to being part of things that you feel connected to and withdrawing from things that you don't. So, this is the sign of somebody who isn't just going to be part of everything because you're supposed to, or you you want to learn something. No, you're more driven by how you feel about it. Does it feel like a safe place? Does it feel like the type of energy I really want to submerge myself into? If it is, then you're all in. Scorpio rising people are 100% devoted or 0% not going to happen. There are very clear boundaries to the energy that you have. This is a fixed sign. You're not somebody that's just going to go with the flow of things. This is a sign of person who is not going to be influenced by peer pressure. You know who you are and you know who you are not. And people get that about you, and that's part of that depth. You might have this like penetrating gaze. People look at you and they know that you're not somebody that is just going to be pushed around or easily influenced. You're more likely to influence other people with this energy of knowingness about yourself. Those feelings, that water energy is very deep and it fills you up and it makes you immovable. That fixed water is contained within this Scorpio vessel, this gaze that you could unleash it or you could withhold it, and it's going to be based on how you feel and how you intuitively react to situations and whether or not you want to give it your energy or you want to keep your energy and not engage. So, a Scorpio rising person is kind of fun to bring to places because you just don't really know what you're going to get. You could either feel like these are your people and they get to see this really energized, passionate person. Or you bring a Scorpio rising somewhere and they're just like almost aloof seeming, disengaged, not interested. And because that energy is not right, and you're not going to show people all your cards if it's not in tune with your emotional antenna. You need to feel connected and truth before you let yourself really be who you are to anybody else. Um, let's move on now to your sun sign. So you have the exalted sun of Aries in the fifth house, which is a fire energy. So you take this Scorpio rising and you give her a Aries sun and you get now this Mars influence over this chart that is not the same for all Aries suns because Scorpio is traditionally ruled by Mars. So when I see an Aries sun, I also look to see what is going on with the Mars in that chart because now you have this very Martian energy about you. So Aries is the exalted sun. It is where the sun really shines. So we look to that, and I can already see this fire in you. You have the passion of the Scorpio. That's the inner energy of what we already talked about. But now you have this outer fire energy, the Mars fire energy of doing things, of going for it, taking action, being assertive, moving where you need to go fearlessly. And I think that really gives this Scorpio rising the power behind it. So when you're doing things really aligned with yourself, you're feeling what feels right and what doesn't. And you're navigating this powerhouse of energy that you have in whatever direction that you have intuitively decided is correct. And that gives you this powerful energy because not everybody trusts their intuition like you do. And this makes you more seen as someone who is like a leader, someone who is really independent and able to be decisive and not waiting around to see what everybody thinks. Again, you are somebody who is not going to be influenced by others. You are here to go, and you're not waiting around or being persuaded. You're probably really inspiring a lot of people in all of your affairs because of this fearlessness that you have, this courage you have to just go for things. In the fifth house, the sun shining in the fifth house would suggest that you really are here to express yourself some way. And you would think that this energy, being an exalted sun, that you have a lot of creative potential and that you really need to be really passionately engaged in your life, that you really need a chance to explore who you are and create something of it. So these type of people, are maybe physically active and finding out who they are through expressions of the body movements. Maybe you are naturally athletic and you are competitive in some type of sport that you've become good at. You're set apart. You're shining in your own light of this competitive energy or body skill, or it could be the energy of creating some type of artwork that is an expression of who you are, like a chef who puts their whole personality into their food, something that really has your brand on it because it comes from your heart and full of your energy. It's not something that you are copying or mimicking some type of somebody else's energy. It's a pure creative expression of yourself. This is going to take a lot of your energy in life because you need to find how to express yourself in a really pure, authentic way for other people to see it. You're here to give us all some type of gifts, leave some kind of mark on this world that you were here so that we can all really feel like we got to know who you are. You also have Saturn in that house, so sometimes it takes a little bit longer to get the product that it is that you're trying to express. So there is maturity and discipline that needs to happen to get that really finalized for you. But that's okay because you have a lifetime to grow into this sun, and Saturn prefers a more mature state. So it's something to look forward to, that as you grow, you really find out how to express who you are to the world. And it turns into this joyful expression. The Aries is the exalted sun. It is going to shine and it's going to be in this positive, burning light of passion and joy in the fifth house. So that is a pretty favorable placement for you. Like we were saying, I know we're doing the big three, but just to go to Mars real quick, your Mars is in Virgo. And that is a positive thing I feel like for you because it has a little bit of a grounding to you with your Saturn in the fifth house next to your sun. I think it's asking you sometimes to slow down. And I think the Mars Virgo is really nice for you here. And we actually have Mars in Virgo right now. So at some point, it's going to be in conjunction here. And you might have this really like detail-oriented, focused drive to make some solid gains in whatever your goals are. And your chart needs that. Your Scorpio rising has this great potential to really be determined and focused on things. And the Aries sun can power you through. But when we talk about the Gemini moon, you'll see sometimes these plans don't always have the staying power. But I think that Virgo Mars being your common tie to your Scorpio rising and your Aries sun is a great opportunity for you to maybe read more about that and see how you can really access that energy in your chart. It's in the 11th house, so even finding a commonality with friends or groups that can help you stay focused on your goals. It looks like teamwork might be something that motivates you, whether it's because it's a competitive energy or just accountability. That's going to be your friend going forward. Okay, so that was a sidetrack, but let's get back to the big three. So your moon is your emotional nature, what we need to feel emotionally secure and what our emotional energy is, how it comes through in our lives. Yours is filtered in the color of Gemini. So it would suggest that you have this ability to connect on an intellectual level with people and that you need that to feel emotionally secure in your closest relationships with yourself and with others. You might find that really your love language is language that you are speaking and being told what it is that people like about you, what they feel like really shines about you, that you need to hear or read or see the actual words or hear the language of how somebody feels about you. So this would be a great opportunity for you to like get into poetry, reading poetry, writing poetry, or having your partners really try to understand some type of poetic energy about you because it is this intellectual love language. You um, have an analytical, emotional side, and you have this like curiosity about what other people are thinking. And it really plays to the Scorpio rising sign that it's almost like this telepathic energy that comes through here. Like you can almost read people's minds when you want to. But when you're really intimately connected to someone, it would be best for them to speak their truth about you and put you at ease a little bit and really get you to open up yourself about how you feel about them. So anytime somebody cannot leave you guessing about what they're thinking, you might be right about what you think they're thinking with this Gemini fusion here, but to really feel emotionally connected to somebody, it would be best to go about it in an intellectual pursuit, which anytime you can get the mind involved. And what's better than that than reading and writing or speaking it, putting it into reality is the air quality here, where we're communicating. Air is all about communication. So for you being really close to someone is about communicating that back and forth and staying open and curious about what they're perceiving of you and being honest about how you're perceiving them and keeping things playful and um, a little bit detached to where we're not really getting feelings hurt, which sometimes can be hard for a Scorpio rising Aries sun person. They can seem very strong and independent, but they have big hearts too that can sometimes get stepped on when they really put their true self out there and it's not perceived well. But I think this Gemini moon is going to help you with that because you have an ability to bounce back and roll with the punches a little bit more than other Scorpio risings with this Gemini moon. And air and fire work beautifully together and it gives you this ability to keep moving forward, not get stuck in past hurts, where Scorpio rising can. Sometimes I think you have the benefit here with this Gemini moon to really keep it moving, just like the moon phases change, the Gemini mind can clean a new page, turn the page, and let's go forward. What's happening next? Scorpio rising's not going to forget it, but maybe they turn it into this creative energy with your sun in the fifth house. Maybe you have a writing potential here. Maybe you have a fun way of intellectualizing past hurts and then using that as creative fuel in that Aries fifth house to turn it into an art project or an expression or a new tattoo or a some type of artwork that who knows anything sky's the limit in the sun in the fifth house you could coin any experience into an expression of who you are and wear it like a badge instead of an internalized hurt. So since that's your big three, that's the reading. I'm going to stop here, but thank you so much and let me know if you have any questions.